Okay, the Asics or Asics Novablast 5 versus the Asics or Asics Superblast 2. Can't believe I haven't done this video. I've had these shoes for a while, and this is one of those no-brainer videos to do, but I guess there are so many of these videos on YouTube already that I maybe forgot that it's something that's sometimes things that are so obvious you don't do. But anyway, let me just give you my 2 cents. I've had these shoes for much longer, and these are my favorite shoes of last year. They are just such reliable shoes. They firm. I've come to love the ride of these shoes so much. I love the lightness of these shoes, and I love the stability of these shoes. They're very fast. They're capable of many, many paces. I have a half marathon race tomorrow, and because I've needed something very stable for my shakeout, instead of wearing my very, very comfortable, soft recovery running shoes, I wore these for my shakeout and my recovery runs this week. I did a video saying these aren't necessarily the best recovery run shoes because they're not the softest, they're quite firm. But because of the stability, if you need something hard and stable, something reliable for a recovery run, they can do a great job. So these are really versatile shoes, but they shine at marathon pace. They're very good at locking into a pace. They marathon. Basically, they're designed for marathon training and even marathon racing. They lock into that pace very well. And because of their giant stack, their enormous, enormous stack, they protect your feet very well. And because this entire stack is FF Turbo Plus, they're very, very responsive. And they're very firm. They're incredibly firm. They're very firm. They're not plated, but they might as well be plated. I have many reviews of these shoes. I'm not going to go into too much depth. But these shoes are firm and responsive, and they have a hard bounce. Yet when you push on the insole inside the shoe, they still feel soft. So they're soft and hard at the same time. They're soft when you're going slowly, but when you kind of in the roll, because it's almost as though they have a plate, and as you roll forward in the shoe from into your toe off, they're very firm. So they can give very good energy return, and a giant base allows for excellent stability, and they have pretty decent grip, pretty good grip. So great shoes, reliable shoes, and they're light. They allow me to get a very fast turnover. My cadence has improved a great deal. So I run fast, and I can push down hard, and these shoes give back. Now these shoes have a completely different ride. They're very soft. When these guys are very hard, these guys are very soft and squishy. They're also bouncy, but this is hard bouncy. This is soft bouncy. This is bouncy and really propels you forward. This is bouncy and it does propel you forward as well, but there's a bit more, it kind of takes some energy away. It does give a lot of energy back, but not as much as the Superblast. And it's almost as though, depending on your speed, the midsole responds a little bit differently in a way. So I wouldn't say the midsole is as consistent as the midsole in the Superblast. But if you want something really soft and cushy, this really feels very lush and very plush and very soft and very, it hugs your foot. And what's this called? Jacquard? I don't know the name of this upper, but this upper, I think it's like is it a 2-layer woven upper? I think there's 2 layers here, but it's very, very comfortable. It's a little stretchy, but very plush and very comfortable. It hugs your foot nicely. And as I said, it's very soft. These shoes are very comfortable to walk in for me. They hug my foot so well. They got fantastic lockdown. These shoes they're slightly too big, the size I've got for these shoes. These shoes, I've got them true to size, and they are just, they fit so well. They're still very stable. The grip isn't quite as good, not as fast, but when you really put into these shoes, they can give back as well, and they're very protective as well, but they give back in a soft, bouncy kind of way. So overall, these guys are faster, these are softer, these are also very, very good for recovery stuff. So why haven't I been using these for my shakeout? Today I had my shakeout, have my race tomorrow. Why didn't I use these, or my New Balance 1080 V13? Why did I use these? Just because right now I just wanted stability. I've had some ankle issues, I've had some IT band issues, and the firm stability, and actually running on my plated Saucony shoes, my IT band is okay. There's something about the firmness that my body likes. I think with the softness, there's just less consistency in the bounce. but there's a lot of comfort, and it's a really fun shoe to run in. It's a really fun shoe, and it's certainly capable of speed too. Okay, so how do I recommend these shoes? If you're going to be doing, if you prefer firmer shoes, if firm responsiveness, something that feels almost like a plated shoe without a plate, go with these guys. Very lighter, slightly lighter, not as light, but still lighter shoes. Very, very protective shoes, incredibly stable and a wonderful energy return. Go for these shoes. But if you're worried that you will find a firmer ride not quite as enjoyable or as fun, then think about these shoes, because they're very versatile. They can do the whole range of runs, from easy runs to faster stuff. You can certainly do long runs very comfortably in these shoes. You can run marathons in these shoes too. You can run marathons faster in these shoes. These are more race. You can kind of race with these shoes. They're not race shoes, but you can race with those shoes. You could race with these shoes too, but they're not going to give you as much of an edge. They're definitely a little slower than the Superblast. Maybe more comfortable. I'll say they're probably more comfortable overall, and they've got a very, very fun ride. They're also much cheaper. So for most people, these shoes will probably be a better choice. Arguably more versatile. These shoes are very, very nice, bouncy shoes. So the foam is a much cheaper foam, FF Blast Max, but it works well. As I said, it's soft and bouncy. These are hard and bouncy. The rides are very different, both comfortable, slightly more comfortable, firmer. I much prefer the ride personally in these shoes. But I think it took me a while for these shoes to break in. It took me a while to love these shoes the way I do now. Out of the box, and it's hard for me to kind of rewind my brain, out of the box I would have probably preferred these shoes. If I had run in just these two shoes for a week, I wouldn't have had the break-in and kind of exploration with these shoes that have allowed me to love these shoes as much as I do now. And the ride, I love the ride so much in these shoes now. So if I just had a week and then it ended, I would have probably chosen these shoes. I would have preferred these shoes. So by far, I prefer these. If I could only choose one, these are very versatile. Probably more people will find the ride to be more fun, yet it's a bit slower, it's a bit squishier, definitely much squishier. It does have good bounce, it does have good energy return, but there is some energy drainage and some inconsistency of bounce. Firmer, more reliable bounce, more stable overall, but still stable. Better grip, substantially better grip than these. Much more expensive, much cheaper, arguably more versatile, more marathon focused. Both great shoes. Okay, I hope that was useful. I'm not going to run in any of these two shoes tomorrow. I'm going to run in the Saucony Endorphin Pro 4 for my half marathon. Wish me luck. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Bye.